what's his other, Shapira, I don't know what his name is. David Shapira. But I can guarantee you that we will fight to make sure that we send someone to Congress who will stand up for what is right. So thank you for the opportunity to speak, and if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Yes, sir.
Real quickly, I'd like to make a little trade with you real quick. I'm going to give you the wire on that one. That way we can, you can take that off of there if you like.
It's okay, I can stand here like this.
Anyway, it's fine. I just have to go around so that people can be heard. Some of us have soft voices. He doesn't need one.
My voice is going. My voice is going
That's
really
not an
soft.
insult, by the way. It's just,
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry, you had a question.
Yes, I do. I don't need that.
Just
You've
said that.
dropped the name George H.W. Bush too many times for my liking. I remember when we got into a war in Iraq. He said, we're going in there, in my words now, in compliance with the United Nations mandate to go in there. Now, what was wrong with that?
What's the question?
No, nothing wrong with the question. What was wrong with President Bush's going to war with Iraq on the basis of a United Nations mandate?
Well, I mean, I probably agree with you on that President Bush had the authority to go on
Like hell he did.
his own mandate
He did
for
not.
the United States. He did not need the authority of the United Nations.
He needs the authority. He needs a declaration of war from Congress.
Right.
And you people better understand
Oh,
that.
I agree 100%. Not another body outside of the United States. He does need the Declaration of
It's the
Congress.
Congress,
I
not
agree.
the President, not anybody else in
I
the
agree.
United States, not the CNC.
Congress funds the war, so I agree.
Right, okay. Just make sure you understand.
No, I do
He got on the
understand.
wrong side of me with that. And if you
Well,
don't
you know,
drop his
I mean-
name, be careful.
Well, look. I'm sure there are some people who would be supportive of you that I wouldn't like, but I happen to work for the man. He served his country well. He fought in the war as an underage person. He served the country, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm very proud of his endorsement. And I'm sure, other people would be proud of that endorsement also. And so, but he did fight for this country, and he did it honorably. Today we don't have people like that. So, but that's my opinion. So thank you, though.
Sir, there's two kinds of Republicans. The McCain Republicans and the Russell Pierce Republicans. Could you be in either one of those groups?
Well, I first of all, let me just tell you this. I think we have lost track of America. We've lost track of the American people. We have people who say, I'm a McCain person, I'm a Russell Pierce person, or I am a whatever person. But do you know, to me, putting people in categories and saying that you are one person or another, there are some things that I agree with John McCain, there are some things that I disagree with John McCain. And there are some things that I agree with Russell Pierce, there are some things that I disagree with. But when I go to Congress, I will serve the American people and do what I think is right. And if you don't believe that I'm doing the right thing, then you vote me out. But I will not put myself in a category to say that, everything that Russell Pierce believes that I'm going to believe, or everything that John McCain believes that I'm going to believe.
What is your position on affirmative action?
I think that I'm not in favor of affirmative action. I think that Americans are given the same opportunities, that we all are here together, and if you work hard, whatever it is, you should be able to prosper in this country.
Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll start out with one of our favorite Tea Party questions here. Can you point into the Constitution exactly where you find your powers as a congressman?
Yes, Article 1, Section 8.
Wonderful, thank you.
And then I have another one of our. We're not all non-voting racists here.
Thank you for asking that question. I got to tell you, first of all, let me tell you that 2 years ago when I ran for Congress, I was endorsed by the Arizona 2010 Project. Second of all, let me answer that question. Today I call my good friend Trent Franks And I spent 30 minutes on the phone with him, and I said, Trent, Congressman, he says, stop calling me Congressman Vernon, we go back 20 years. And I said, give me the numbers of Alan West and Tim Scott. I called both of their offices today because I think I was listening to the Very Young show, who also supports me, and he had a guest on, and the guest said that they were talking about gay marriage, and the guest said it's more difficult to be a black conservative than it is to be involved in the whole gay marriage issues. But I think, coming from where I've come from, you cannot be a Republican. Black people, African American, whatever you want to call us, I don't care. I call myself black, but whatever nomenclature that the liberals want to call us these days. With me, it started with Clarence Thomas. When I was in law school, he was the head of the Civil Rights Commission, and he spoke at Georgetown. And all these people were protesting, carrying signs, and I thought this man was, I thought he was evil. And I'm saying, what is this? I heard him speak, and he spoke, okay? And I said, wow, this man's making a lot of sense. And I started looking at conservative values because my values were just as conservative, and my thoughts were just as conservative. And my then girlfriend, who's now my wife, she was a Republican. And we would debate, and she would say, you are more conservative than most Republicans. Why aren't you a Republican? And I looked at it, and I met a guy named Lee Atwater. And Lee was then, and I'm sorry about this, but he was the campaign manager for George H.W. Bush. I don't want to say his name again, but I'll try it one more time. And so Lee said, he introduced me to then Vice President Bush, and I heard his views, and I was more conservative. And at that point, I said, why can't I be a Republican? And people look at me today and say, what is wrong with you? You've left the plantation, basically, you need to come on back on board here. But there are many, many black people today who are seeing that we can participate in the marketplace of free ideas. We can have our own views. And when I'm on Twitter, I get all of these young black kids who say, thank you for running, thank you for being a conservative. But I will stand up and really not even look at my color because to me that's really not important. I am an American. And if young kids, when my son registered to vote, I took him down to the DMV. I didn't pull the trigger for him. I said, you must register to vote. I said, I don't know how you're going to get home to myself if you pull anything but the Republican ticket there. So I looked over his shoulder like that, kind of like turned away. He goes, and he did hit the Republican bill. So I said, thank you, son. I didn't say anything to him because he would kind of freak out about that. But when the ballot came to vote for me for the town council, and some of you may ask, why am I still on the town council? And it's because it is a volunteer job. You don't get paid for it. And so when you volunteer, you don't have to resign. But the ballot came in, and he said, Dad, I don't know if I'm going to vote for you. So I said, well, okay, fine. I don't know if you can have any gas in the car. So, I mean, it's just the way it is. But we are, I just hope that future generations will really look at folks like Justice Thomas, Alan West, Tim Scott, and just say, you know what, there is the marketplace of free ideas. Well, thank you guys so much. It's a real privilege and an honor to be here. And as we say, let's restore the American dream, because it has gotten me to where I am today. And I will fight for it. I'll fight for our freedom, and I'll fight to uphold the Constitution. And when people say fight for freedom, they think that we're talking about an army to protect America. No, our freedom has been extracted when you look at the EPA. Our freedom has been extracted when you look at the Department of Education. Our freedom has been extracted when you look at Obamacare. And so I will fight to restore the freedom of this country, and I will fight to uphold the Constitution. And if you want to learn more about us, it's vernonparker.com, and we could use use your help, whatever help you have. We would love to have it, so thank you very much.